You know, when you're young as a comedian, you say, I will never sell out. I'll never sell out. I'm an artist. And then you get older and you say, please, I'm for sale. And there are no buyers. And this is the tragedy of artists, right? Is that at some point you're like, I will not conform. I will not, the society. Then after a while, it's just like, society is this, I'm also as bad.
So the trick is to know exactly that peak point.
Yeah.
When you can both sell out for enough before it starts plummeting.
Cash out and run.
It's a fine line.
It's a fine line. No one's ever found it. No one's ever found it. But it's a, but to answer your thing, that sometimes I think the rich and powerful in this country are so far above that, you know, there's just, we're like waiters, so, you know, it's, I remember doing a show for a very esteemed family at a very esteemed event, and the event person was saying, so we'll have the snacks, then you come, the comedy. Then Mr. Chairman will come. So we know our worth, that we think we're giving social message or whatever, but we are just the filler between the hors d'oeuvres and dinner. That's where. Now, how will you change the country with that? I don't know.
Have you ever been embarrassed on the stage? All of you?
Oh, book reading? I mean,
I'm a little embarrassed right now, actually.
Why?
No, because everyone else seems to be much funnier than I am.
Yeah, that's nothing to be embarrassed about.
Okay.
You should be proud about that.
I should be proud about it?
Absolutely.
Because it's bad to be funny?
No.
Is
It's
that
good to be proud.
Huh?
It's good to be proud.
Yeah, no, so then I'm proud. Yeah.
No, anyway, seriously.
What? Seriously, what?
Have you ever been embarrassed on the stage?
Have I ever been embarrassed on the stage? Yeah, well, yeah.
By that lot out there.
Yeah, once I was very embarrassed, referring back, because, you know, it's best to continue a story that you started. Referring back to that famous session in Jaipur, which got us kicked out forever. I mean, it was going very badly throughout, right? And at one point, a member of the audience looked at Indy and asked Indy, is there any word or words you've never used in a public forum at a literature festival before? And Indy said, anus. And we waited for him to amplify, but he didn't amplify. And there was this pregnant pause. I was very embarrassed at that point. I really was.
For Indy?
For all of us. For humanity. For the festival. I mean, for everything.
I don't really perform on stage, so all my embarrassment usually happens when you realize after an article is published that you've written something wrong. In my book that just came out, there is one terribly embarrassing fact wrong about a Bollywood song. You know, the singer, it was like a Geeta Dutt Asha Bhosle confusion. So that had to be corrected in the second edition, and some people caught it, some didn't. But the embarrassing moment I remember was actually long back. You know, when we were in school, we used to have these school concerts, and we were doing Oliver. And because I was the most emaciated-looking boy in the class, I was chosen to play Oliver because I looked properly hungry. And so then the good Jesuit priest said, "Acha, you look too woebegone. You'll be Oliver." And so that's a musical, right? So then they said, so you have to sing. We had singing classes with Miss Kuita, and I sang, then they said, "Acha, but there'll be someone who do lip syncing. You just sing the first 2 lines and then you lip sync." So I sang plaintively, "Where is Love?" or whatever the song from Oliver. And they said, "Acha, no, it's okay. They'll lip sync totally. They'll just sing playback. You just lip sync throughout the thing, And so then, I realized later that. That was the end of my singing, dancing career on stage, but I lived through it.
Wow. Well, other stand-ups will tell you, Jan, I mean, stand-up comedy is just a life of indignities. I mean, to have like last night I had a great show on the stage, and it's very rare actually, because the side you don't see of stand-ups is all the stuff we do at corporate events, like that's our living, right? Which is not public shows. We do public shows a couple of times a month. One of my great ones was for a tire company in Pune, where the event manager thought it'd be a great idea to have the comedian lowered inside a tire. So they had one of these Uzbek, backup dancers with fireworks, puljuris, lowered behind you, and you in the tire. Being lowered, and I have this meek, pathetic face I'm making, and I'm lowered. This is India, the hydraulics fail. So now the comedian is dangling.
Quite often that happens.
What happens? CEO stands up and says, "Start." This is your average life. This is it.